Okay, guys, I'm laughing here. It's about daylight. So, guys, I'm here to bring to you one question, a simple question. I don't know how far you are with Fathers of Nations, but I just feel like I'm idle, and I've decided to do something here. How about that? So, Paul Vita. One question here. Cruelty does not reward. Using characters on Paul Vita's Fathers of Nations provide the truth in this statement. By the way, guys, does cruelty reward? Okay, so let's look deep into the text, and welcome on board. If you are coming for the first time, you are welcome. So when you look at this question, I'll be showing you the notes. So the first consideration is to give the opening, or rather the introduction. So here you can say brutality always affects those who conduct it. Yeah, so it might affect us maybe mentally, spiritually, or physically, as it happens to Tahir, Rahma, Chamaka, and Melusi in Fathers of Nations. So the first paragraph then will focus on Tahir. So let's see the topic sentence. Most students have a challenge with that. So you'll say Tahir is cruel to Rahma, and this only hurts him. Now, if we look at the background information, which also many students have a challenge with, when we look at that, we see that after Rahma responds with a no to the proposed date, Tahir offers, indicating that he wants to go on a date for. They were supposed to go and take out lunch. Tahir revenges by slapping her when he finds her unveiling in public. Now, the author tells us that he could have taken humiliation from someone else, but not his junior fellow worker. His action triggers Rahma. Rahma's reflex response, and we actually see that within that response, she lets loose an envelope opener, and Tahir loses an eye. So all throughout his life, Tahir lives with this artificial eye, and he's not happy about it. Of course, he ends up being depressed, and he does not have a family to settle with, so he moves from Tripoli to Benghazi. Yeah, and he's so distressed because of that. The second aspect is Rahma. The topic sentence again, Rahma turns cruel to Tahir's slap, and she ends up messing herself, or rather losing her eye. Now, background information, Rahma opts to be cruel by countering Tahir's treatment of her when he slaps her for unveiling in public. Now, this reflex response, whereby the envelope opener lands in Tahir's eye, gets her into regret. We see that once Tahir has been operated, he goes to court and sues her, and in the Hammurabic verdict, she ends up losing. Hi Vinod, how are you? Welcome on board. I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, so we see that she regrets for her reaction because the Hammurabic verdict is passed, and she loses her eye in a forced operation. Hi Vinod, I'm good. Yeah, so she cries bitterly, indicating that she's very sorry, but nobody could hear her and no reverse was conducted. So she was unlucky because she ended up losing her eye in a painful encounter. So that cruelty did not pay. I'm from Kenya. Where are you? I'm welcoming the FON on board. Now we have FON on board. Welcome to our live discussion of Fathers of Nation on specific question. We're just doing one question for now. Now, the third paragraph, we introduce ourselves to the president of Nigeria messes up with Chamaka and conducts cruelty that then ends up messing him. Now, we realize that Chamaka critiques the president for not responding right and instead using a memo. You are from India? Okay. From Kerala? Yeah. Welcome on board. Do you say Namaste? Okay. Okay. So, what are you doing in India, Vinod? Oh, you're also teaching? You also teach in India? Okay. So on this aspect, we see that the memo that the president had written to advise the officers about recent fires, as well as failing to respond to the fights that erupted in the nation, were raw deal. So the president sends the police to arrest him, and he's put in for a while. Yeah, you should know the specific time if possible. Now we see that this directly makes Chamaka useless and unproductive because his energy is driven towards hating the. You're saying what on boarding, madam? I can't understand exactly what you're asking. You're saying what on boarding, ma'am? Let me get it clearly. What exactly do you want to know, Vinod? Yeah, still welcome on board those who are there. We are just in paragraph 3 on Fathers of Nation, a book that is very interesting and political. So paragraph 3, we were giving the background information, and we were saying that the cruelty that the president vents on Chamaka makes him useless and unproductive. So while at the summit, we see that he plans to go for the president, shake his hand, and then ask him what he will vote for. So this is actually a despair that is being displayed. Thank you, Vinod. I really appreciate it. I wish I could be seeing the other side too. So let me get to, okay, thank you, Vinod. I'm appreciative about your comment. It really, excites and encourages me to keep going. So the last paragraph, we are going to the topic sentence. The bomber, that is the president of Zimbabwe, is cruel to Melusi, and this ends up affecting himself and even his citizens. Yeah, so we see that the Shona believe he's making things better for himself. However, this only makes Zimbabwe the poorest nation. Once he gets to power, he decides to apply Mrambazivina in expelling trash using bulldozers that tear slums and homes, evicting residents, and this is a form of punishment actually that does not affect the opposition alone. What we can now see is that the poor nation is unable to curb crime, diseases, and citizens are frustrated. Actually, when you get to Chaminuka restaurant, Vinod, you're saying you are a Malaya from Kerala? All right, so that's a pleasure to know you. And let me just finish this paragraph and see how it can help people here. So we see that what we can now see is a poor nation, right? Zimbabwe, people cannot even eat in restaurants. You can see Chimunuka restaurant, and when we see Third Long Way in the restaurant with Melusi, they do not even have food that is enough. So we see that the pile that is provided on the table, Melusi is quickly taking it, right? And now Melusi himself does not seem to have any hope in life. And he's crying, venting his frustrations about his past. Now, besides, we have the Kukurahundi that came about, and so many people are killed. They died, including wife to Melusi, that is Ziliza, who was killed intentionally, but she was smothered. Yeah. So restaurants do not have businesses, as I've said. Inflation is eating up in Zimbabwe, and cruelty only punishes the Zimbabweans at large, not only Melusi. Yeah, so to conclude, then we say, in reality, there is no good result in cruelty because a fight, a slap, or a revenge only happens to hurt people more. Yeah, so Vinod, you're saying you will come back. Okay. You're free to come back on board. You can follow my edutainment channel, and I can see others there. Can you say hi so that I'm aware who you are? Yeah, welcome on board. I'm very happy that you're following the live performance here. And I'm so encouraged when I'm seeing you following up. Yeah, so as I end this, I hope that if you are a student pursuing Fathers of Nation, you are able to cover any question by starting with the introduction, building the body, and then concluding. So have a very good day. For me, it's almost lunchtime, and I hope that wherever you are having a lot of fun. Yeah, so yeah. Nice time. Let's meet again with other sorts of content. Otherwise, bye bye for now.